went on to read Isaiah 51. And Isaiah 51 is talking about, first of all, I started at Isaiah 51 and 17. And God was saying, wake up, O Jerusalem. What caught me a little bit later was the fact that in Isaiah 51, he told them to wake up 5 times. Twice in verse 9, 3 times in verse 9, I think, and 2 times in verse 17. In verse 9, he said, wake up, or awake, it depends on what version you're reading or whatever. But he said, awake. In verse 17, he said, wake up, stand up. So in my mind, that's like, well, I done tried. That's like you trying to wake somebody up for school. Like, hey, Evan, get up, man, time to go to school. And you talking to them and telling them about things that's about to happen today and what's going on, what you got to do, this, that, and other. You still kind of groggy. So I'm telling you, well, wake up. So next he say, wake up, stand up. In other words, you're not attentive enough. Well, what was really going on is that the Israelites, if I'm not mistaken, were inside of their situation, just like we was just talking, being able to step outside of now. And we talk about that all the time, bro. Just stepping outside of now, stepping outside of that bubble that you in, so that you are stepping outside of the problem so you can see it for what it is. When you inside, you can't see it. You can't tell what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he was telling them to wake up, you know. And as he was telling them that, he was as he was telling them to wake up, he was telling them, hey, not that they were asleep, like lay down at night and go to sleep, but wake up into the understanding and the knowledge. So I'm reading 17, I think it ended like 29 or something like that. So I'm reading 17. And as I read it, I said, well, I don't really truly understand everything that's going on. So I went up to the first verse to start reading from there. Mm-hmm. Man, he went on to tell them, hey, he started out by telling them, hey, look at the stone you carved from. Basically, look where you come from. You created in the image of me. He said, look at the stone you were hewed from. So I had to, I'm not no Jeopardy person. I had to look up hew or whatever the word was. And it was like, okay, carved from, chipped away with and molded to be whatever. Mm-hmm. So look what you was made from. Then it said, well, look to Abraham and Sarah. Well, of course, if you read it, show that Abraham was old. Sarah was way beyond, and in that day, old was like 100 and so. Sarah was way beyond childbearing age. And he said, I pulled Abraham alone by himself and blessed him and increased him. So when I went back and read that, I'm like, what I got from that was like, before you even got here, the way that you got here was just off the chain. So if I brought you here through something that's just amazing, why would I bring you here for something that would be less amazing? Why would I pay $1 million for a car that's worth $3,000? Why would I go through the trouble of allowing a woman to conceive that's past the childbearing age to a father that's 100 and some odd years ago, and then go and tell them that they children gonna be kings and queens and multiply like no other? So that was above 17. So he telling them all of this, and still after telling you all of this, still got to tell you wake up 17 times. Not literally, but figuratively, over and over. So it's saying all of that to say, well, look, I got you. I brought you here. I got you. He said, man, the sons are asleep. They laying asleep at the heads of the roads, like wild bull trapped in net. So when I saw that, when that vision to me was like somebody like trapped in a clear sack, life going on around them, and they just trapped in a bubble on display at the head of the intersection, like you sitting at the corner of the Ren and Abercorn in the center above all traffic, and you in there kicking and turning trying to get out, and everything going on around you, but you sleep. You in this bubble. You not coherent. You not understanding the knowledge. You not understanding or don't have the wisdom to know what's really happening because you caught inside of this bubble. So it was like, wake up. Get up. Look at everything I just told you. I before you got here awesomely.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Just you saying that, like, it was funny because yesterday we had the midday motivational call with the Dream Team.
Right.
Monday through Friday we do the call at 12 o'clock. And Tracy Walker, the leader of the Dream Team, she did the call yesterday. And she got to the point where she was like, you know, like Tracy always talk about mystical, magical moments in your life. You know, shit being hokey pokey, and you know, it's all right to be hokey pokey and rich because you know, just certain things they just work. You know what I'm saying? None of this stuff is really luck or anything like that. It's you know, it is what it is. But just to bring in the comparison that you made, you know, just saying that, like, to be here, to be born. You already go through so much before you even are born. You got to think, you know, how many thousands of sperm race to that egg for you to be you and for me to be me. You know what I'm saying? That by itself makes you a winner.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just think that you were conceived from a sperm out of thousands.
Thousands. And you made it.
And you made it.
The you that you are.
The you that you are. Made it. Ovulated with that egg or whatnot, and you were here. Now, after you got there, it could have been more action going on, but a person can only be pregnant once, and that was like what she was really hitting on, is that once you're impregnated, you're impregnated. It don't matter how much going on after you're impregnated. It's not going to be multiple babies made unless it's like twins or triplets or, you know, the egg split or whatever like that.
If the egg don't split, everybody else that make it,
yeah, they were just
like a consolation prize. Well, you did make it,
and the prize for the first runner-up is absolutely nothing. We're sorry. Thanks for coming out.
Congratulations.
God bless you. Thanks for coming out. Good night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That type of deal. And so, yeah, man, that's just, it's crazy, man. Like, you know, and all man. Personally, I have so many things that are all running into accordance right now. Like I said, it's all like mystical, magical. Like every day I live right now is like a mystical, magical moment. Every single day. You know, 4 months ago, I got started in an online business. Now, I had already dibble-dabbled in probably more shit than you can damn count on your hands and toes.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I done dibble-dabbled, I done touched, I done grabbed, I done reached, I done everything. But in the last 4 months, what I've been able to identify, what has mystically and magically come my way, I've gotten started in a business that made me stop drifting. Hey, babe. Love you.
Love you too.
In the middle of the video.
What's up, bird?
Super loud.
You hear us outside?
Well, we wasn't loud enough there. She couldn't hear us outside. We wasn't loud enough. But anyway, in the last 4 months, like a bunch of mystical, magical, if you want to call it, hokey pokey type of occurrences have been going on. I don't think they're mystical or magical. I think they're destined and were just meant to be. But you know, in our society, in our world, we often look at things as mystical and magical when we don't really understand or we attribute it to luck.
And outside in our world, people look at things too many times.
That's true also.
And that's been coming like that's been my lesson for like the last couple of weeks ago. I'm even like down the last night, like the last few weeks, what I've been focusing on is really trying to hear my Father speak to me, you know what I'm saying, and follow through and understand what He's telling me and act on it, because I understand that in times like I'm a procrastinator, you know what I'm saying. I know that I need to do something, or I feel I need to do something. I say, well, I could do that tomorrow. And a perfect example was like last week. I was supposed to go to clean up a piece of property. I needed to paint the kitchen and just little knick-knack stuff. You know, change some doorknobs, all kind of little stuff. So the crazy thing was like Wednesday, Tuesday, something like that. The first part of the week, I got up 3:30 in the morning. I had to take some people to the airport. Well, I said, okay, a partner of mine, his car was in the shop. He needed to be to work at 8:30 in town. So I said, well, I'll take them to the airport. That's on my side of town. They on my side of town. I'll pick them up, take them to the airport. Instead of me going back home and go to sleep, where he probably would have been late to work, I'm just going to go in town. He stay below the apartment that I need to work on. I'll go ahead and do my work. By the time he ready to go to work, I should be done. Well, of course, I got there, and my second mind say, man, you don't feel like going in there. You sleepy. So I stayed in the car and went to sleep. Well, I told him to call me if he needed me. He never called, but I didn't want that to be like a issue. I would have rather just been there and he didn't need, which he didn't. He had a car. I saw a car out there, but I still, whatever. You know, it's 5 o'clock at this time. You got to be up at 8. I'm not about to call him. But anyway, I text him closer to the time, say I'm outside, no rush. He came out there. Well, I got a whip. I'm straight. Cool. At this point, I should have got up and went inside and did the work. Well, I didn't. This was Monday or Tuesday. I waited all the way till Friday. Friday morning. No, I waited all the way until Monday. Monday morning, I got up and said, well, I'm going to do it. This is the deadline. I got to do it today. Well, I drove my wife's car to church Sunday. My truck keys was in my jacket pocket. It warmed up by the time I got out of church. So when I got up to leave Monday morning, she was gone and my keys was gone with her. So now I'm stuck in the house all day Monday. I couldn't go do my work. I couldn't go to my daughter's game. I was almost, if it wasn't for the fact that the flight got changed an hour back, I would have been late picking them up from the airport. But it's all about just doing what you got to do. Quit procrastinating, man. And I'm talking to me right now. Mike, quit procrastinating and do what you got to do when it's time to do it. And just get it done. You know what I'm saying? Is that's been like, and it's really just following your first mind and listening to your spirit and doing it. Quit just being lazy. Quit putting stuff off for tomorrow. Well, I could do that tomorrow. You know, you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
And you know that's real funny. I'm gonna grab this real quick because Outwit the Devil. If you never read it, go pick it up. Amazon.com. It'll definitely change your life. And here it talks heavily about procrastinators and perfectionists. Same thing. Because if you're a perfectionist, you might start earlier than everybody else. You might start the first day you get the assignment. But you'll sit there and you'll play with it, trying to make it perfect, trying to make it better than what everybody else could put out. And the truth is, you just put more time on it. Go ahead, do it, turn it in, and be done with it. And procrastinators, quit waiting till the last damn minute before you want to go ahead and put something out.
That's, you know what's funny about that? Both of us know somebody. I'm the guy that I'm talking. I'm not gonna call no names. I love you to death though. But man, this dude would think his way through a situation 30 minutes. He'll never start doing anything.
Right.
But he done planned it 1,000,000 times before. Man, do it. Go ahead and do it. One thing about it is, there's nothing that can be put in our path that we can't conquer. I'm not saying don't plan. All I'm saying is take action.
The whole deal, yeah, that's definitely what the whole deal is. It's definitely about taking action. Not just taking action, but taking massive action.
Right.
Go ahead and start with the end in mind. Don't worry about the steps in between, because the steps in between could change at any given time.
They will. Even any plan, any well thought out.
If you decided, hey, I'm gonna walk up the street to the store, by the time you walk out of the house, your whole goal is just to get to the store.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if on your way walking somebody might pick you up. You might see a bike or a skateboard or a scooter or anything like that just laying on the side of the road that get you there in a way other than what you thought was going to be the method that you took to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might be intending to walk to the store, but you see a scooter on the side of the road, so you decide to scoot to the store.
Mm-hmm.
Or you scooting down the street when you were supposed to be walking, and then somebody say, "Hey, you need a ride to get where you're going," because they see you and you know you. So the whole thing is to start with the end in mind. Make a decision or have an intention on what it is that you desire on one end, and don't work. Just take action. Just start going. Don't worry about how you're going to do it. Just start doing it. And exactly.
But you won't get there steady planning on how to get there.
Yeah, plan it. Just constantly planning it. How you're going to get there is not going to work. You just
gotta take action.
Just decide you're going to get there, and then just do it. Start working to it. Take the maximum action.
That reminds me of that story, man. Where the dude, it was like a hurricane or something, and they told everybody to evacuate. So the dude was like, "No, I ain't gonna evacuate. God got me."
Right.
So then the water started getting higher and higher. So they was like, "You need to evacuate, before you can get out by car." Saying, "Don't worry about it. God got me." So people coming through in boats, picking people up. Say, "Hey, sir, you need a ride?" Say, "No, God got me. I'm good." So then water got higher and higher. Now the dude sitting on the roof because the water done flooded his house out, and a helicopter come by to pick him up. Say, "Sir, jump in the helicopter, climb the ladder, come on, let's take, no, God got me." So then the dude drowned. He get to heaven and say, "Lord, how you let me drown?" He said, "Do I send a car, a boat, and a helicopter? Why you ain't just act? Why you ain't just go?" I did. But I said all of that to say, man, listen to your first mind and take action. I'm not saying don't give things thought.
Mm-hmm.
But even as simple as something just like last night, as crazy as this may sound, if you understand me, then it's for you. If you don't, then whatever. But last night, I left my grandma's house. My phone was dead. Wow, my tablet was dead too. So I'm like, okay, well, I take both of these in the house tonight and plug them up. I'll be charged for tomorrow for whatever I got to do. Got home, got lazy, totally going against what I've been trying to do all week, and that's just listen to my first mind and follow through. Follow through, and when I say follow through, I mean complete. Because sometimes I'll start stuff and not complete it. And I'm just talking about me. You know what I'm saying? But following through and completing things. So later that evening, I'm thinking, okay, I'm tapping my pockets. Where's my phone? Not here. Where's my phone? I haphazardly look for the phone. I check my jacket pocket, look in my bag. It's not there. I'm looking around. Okay, whatever. Finally, I decide, well, hey, something, my mind telling me and my spirit telling me, hey, go look in the car. Well, I get outside, and of course, it's cold outside. So I went to the door that was closest to me, which was the passenger door.
Right.
Well, I didn't see it. Well, my spirit say, walk around and look on from the driver's side to see if maybe you dropped it. My second mind, not my first mind, but my second mind say, man, it's cold out here. You get it in the morning. Or go look back in the house. Maybe it's in there.
Right.
So I didn't find the phone. Now I plan on being in town probably about 9 o'clock this morning. I didn't wake up until 9:30 because my alarm didn't go off because I didn't know where my phone was. So finally I go outside. I look in the car again. From the passenger side again. Walk around the car, Mike. I finally walk around. My phone laying in the grass. I done jumped out the truck last night. Phone in my lap. It hit the grass. I don't hear it. Now my phone cold, wet, and dead. If I'd have just followed my first mind last night and took action instead of taking a partial action, taking full action, man, I could have been already. It wasn't even no new phone. It was a old phone, loaner phone, because my last phone was raggedy and it just died. I could have been phoneless again. But just follow in your first mind, man. Take action, man, and be complete. Be whole about it. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean definitely. A lot of times, you know, it's our subconscious mind that lead us to make the decisions that we make anyway. So I mean, it's just as simple as just going ahead and following that first thought. I mean, we as human beings, we already know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't understand what we know and what we don't know. So, you know, when you get that thought that comes through your head that says, like in your situation, just go around to the other side of the car and look on the ground. You fought that urge to go ahead and go around to the other side with all your might and just went ahead the opposite way and went straight inside the house so that you wouldn't have to come around this way, which if you just took that path, you could have scooped up your phone and
right
walked inside of the house and, you know, the situation would have been resolved. So yeah, man, this me, EA, Evan Anderson, Michael Reynolds, man, we just sitting here, we chopping it up, sharing some thoughts about everything. You know what I mean? This real life conversation, real TV. My beautiful wife just snuck into the kitchen. I ain't gonna even let y'all get a peek.
She trying to slide in.
She trying to slide in on the back side of the camera. Baby, come in and wave and just say hi to everybody. They can't see you. They just see your hand. You want but yeah, man, we just hanging out, man. We're just giving you just real conversation about real issues, real things. It's not even really a pitch deal, but I mean, if you want to be involved with people,
hey, go buy the book.
Yeah, Outwitting the Devil.
I wasn't talking about that book. I just always wanted to say that. Go buy the book.
Well, go buy this book too. It's a good book, Outwitting the Devil. But you know, we just young businessmen that have found our way, establishing ourselves here on the internet. It's not really hard to do. Just get in, click the link below the video. Click the link, get in, get started. Learn how to improve yourself on a daily basis, hone your skills, become a professional, and you know, make some money with us, because it's just that easy, man. It's all about giving value, sharing what you know, because you never know who might benefit from it. So that's what's going on. Me, Mike Reynolds, my wife over there about to eat a bowl of cereal, and yeah, we'll check you on the next video. Click the link.